Welcome everyone to today's webinar, Supporting Your Patrons with Access World News or America's News. Thank you to all of you for your partnership as our valued customers. My name is Sarah McCurdy. I lead our customer success team who are so passionate about making sure and helping you to be successful. And I will be your facilitator today. I would also like to introduce you to today's presenters. I'm joined by Laurel Wars, who manages our customer engagement team. Hi, Laurel. And Meredith Cross, one of our customer engagement representatives who supports public libraries. Hi, Meredith. We're all joining you today from sunny Florida. Before I review today's agenda, I will just cover a couple of quick housekeeping notes. Thank you to those of you who submitted questions in advance. To answer the very first question, yes, today's session will be recorded. You will receive the recording in 24 hours. We will provide an opportunity for additional Q&A questions at the end of our session today. In your webinar pane, off to the right-hand side, there's an option to submit questions, but don't worry, I'll provide a reminder at the end of today's session. If we run out of time, we'll be sure to reach out to you after our session. Next, let's review today's agenda. Whether you have Access World News or America's News, Meredith will highlight your content, how your content supports your diverse patron needs, and share the many different ways to navigate your content, from local, regional, to global news and information. Laurel will then provide you with a tour of our resource center, built just for public libraries, sharing tips to grow awareness of and engage your community. As I briefly mentioned, we will then take questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Meredith, over to you.
Well, thank you, Sarah, and good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Meredith, and I'm going to be sharing some tips and tools on how to navigate your content and how to engage your patrons. Because as Sarah said, there are a lot of different ways to navigate the content. So what we're going to do, let me show my screen here. Hang on. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to take a tour of the main landing page and look at the different components. From there, we're going to conduct a search, and then we'll take a look at the article search results page. Just please note, we are looking at both America's News and Access World News, so the content will vary from one library to the next, but the layout of the pages and the way to use and search the resource will not. So with that, let's get started. Oh, I'm just trying to move my navigation panel there. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start here right in the single search box, just an intuitive starting point to conduct your search. This interface is mobile responsive, so it will format to fit your screen, whether it's a mobile device or a tablet or your computer. So if you do need to create a more sophisticated search for the more advanced user, we do have options below the single search box. You can click on either more options, date search, or map search. I'm going to click here on more search options. It just depends on what's going to pre-populate in the fields. So as we scroll down, this allows you to create the more sophisticated search. You can add or remove search boxes. A couple different things you can do just for more precise results. We have here on the top left the select a field option. So say you want your keyword to populate in the headline, maybe in that first paragraph, you can click on accordingly to populate that field. And then on the left-hand side, you can see if I hit the drop down where the and is, these are your Boolean operators, and, or not, and that will allow you to combine or exclude keywords so you get more focused results. And we're going to continue on below. And you can see that we will have an interactive map. So this is more for some pre-search filtering. It'll allow the users to refine your search results to a particular region or area or even state if you have Access World News or America's News. So I'm going to click here on Europe. And I've got to scroll back down to get back to that map. And as you can see, we have all the countries listed out. So for some pre-search filtering, say I only want to look at article results from certain countries. I can go ahead and click on those countries. And then when I conduct my search above, we'll be getting articles populating from just those countries. And then you can also see on the left-hand side, we have all of the countries listed out and the corresponding sources. So we can access a source list by going into the country and viewing those sources. So I'm going to go back up to the top. I'm going to click on the logo. This always takes you back out to the main landing page. And we're going to continue on the tour of the interface. So to the right of the logo, we have an A to Z source list. I'll click right on this. And this is a way to quickly find sources. You can find it by name, location, even source type. So you'll see here at the top, it populates with all of the available sources right here. And again, you have a search box if you want to search a source by name. You have the alphabet bar if you want to jump ahead and search for sources by a certain letter. And then otherwise, it's going to list them out alphabetically below. If you do have a more recent version of America's News or Access World News where you have multiple image editions included, one little tip, if you want to list out those image editions first, you can simply click on Format here, and you'll see it will go right to all of those image editions. And this is one way to access them. If you want to read today's advertiser, you can simply click into the source name and go to today's paper and read the PDF format of that image edition. I'm going to click back on that logo so we can continue. To the right of the source list, we have a session folder. I do recommend, real easy to do, create a personal folder one time. So I click on that, you just enter a little bit of information here and create your account. So what that allows you to do, it's going to save any articles now and for future sessions in your session folder. And we'll take a look at how to do that from the article results page in just a little bit. Down here on the right-hand side, we'll go through our quick links. So first we have special reports, and these are more topics of current interest. We have monthly featured reports, supporting monthly initiatives such as we have Women's History Month this month in March. Below that we have hot topics. So these are more current research topics around key global issues and events. Both hot topics and special reports are curated by our editorial team and they're updated monthly. Below that, we have daily headlines and lesson plans. I'm going to click into this so we can just take a quick look. So you can see we have all of today's headlines listed out here, covering different subject areas. And then we always have a lesson plan attached to the top headline. So you can view that lesson plan, or another way to navigate the lesson plans is above where it says View All Lesson Plans. And by clicking here, it will allow you to sort them by curricular area. We're going to click back on that logo to continue on the tour. Below daily headlines and lesson plans, these are our blue quick links, and these are customizable to your library. You may have another NewsBank resource that you subscribe to that you can link out to, such as we can see here in the example with Heritage Hub and Black Life in America. As I scroll down below, you might have your local paper. You might have a Metro collection. Again, these are customizable to your library, whatever makes the most sense to you. As you can see here, we have 3 different sources that have the collection. So I'm going to click into Columbus Dispatch collection so we can take a look at that. So this is the integrated collection for the Columbus Dispatch. As you can see, we have all different formats of this paper available, from historical content, we have full text, maybe the web-only content that's only available online that you wouldn't find in the text content. And then you can see here, image. So we're going to click in and take a look at that image edition that we referenced earlier. And by doing, just by clicking on the source format of image, which I'm doing now, you'll see it will take us into a calendar view. And then what we can do from the calendar view is just simply click on today's date. And then you'll see here we have today's Columbus Dispatch. So a few different ways to navigate this page. We have the thumbnails on the right-hand side. So if you want to scroll down, say you want to jump ahead and look at those obituaries, or maybe the crossword puzzle or the sports section, you can do so just by using the thumbnail on the right-hand side. We also have a drop-down menu. So say you're reading an article and it continues in a different section or further back in that section, just use the drop-down to jump ahead. And then we can also navigate just by using the forward button if you just want to browse the paper and go page by page. At the top here, we have different icons. So if you want to search an issue or by the issue or by the page, we have the search icon. You want information on this source. You want to add a citation, and we'll take a closer look at that a little bit later as well. You can email the article. Say you want to clip that obituary or clip an article. You can simply click on the scissors, select your clip to download or print, and then you can simply drag over the area that you'd like to clip, and then you have the options here. You can print it, download it to a PDF, or save it to Google Drive. Again, print, download, here's that save to my folder. You want to save this article or this clipping, save into your folder, and it will save up here into that session folder that we created earlier. You can also copy the link and share it to Google Classroom. I did mention that this is a mobile responsive interface. So say you're on your mobile device and you really want to maximize what you're viewing on the screen. You can minimize the header, minimize the thumbnails, increase the text size by clicking the plus button. You can also use this to fit to screen, and then we have a little help function if you're not sure how to navigate the page with the question mark here on the right-hand side. We're going to go back. Now that we took a look at those image editions. And finally, on the landing page, we have suggested topics. So you can see we've given this a lot of real estate on the landing page, just really helping users look for relevant information quickly. We've already done the searches for you, so just being able to get into that relevant content within a few clicks. So let's take a look at a few of these now. Business and economics. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, environment, and even health. So again, just giving you access to relevant information within a few clicks to ensure end user success. So with that, now that we've toured the landing page, let's conduct a search. So I am going to conduct a search on water conservation, which actually was one of the most searched topics last month in February in the resource. And please note, if it is more than one word, we recommend putting them in quotations. That will just search those terms together to get more refined search results. I'm going to click on search. And here you can see we're taking a look at the results page. So we have the full set of results up here, top left. We have sort options. Generally, it defaults to newest, but maybe you want to look at oldest articles or best match, depending on what your search is. And then you can also, we have other navigators or filters on the left-hand side, which will allow you to refine your search results easily without leaving the results page. So we'll just take a look at these. So here we have the date selector graph tool. Say you may just be interested in articles from the 1980s. So you can simply click into that decade. Below it, you want to click Apply. And then by doing so, you'll see the set of results. Now we're looking at just the decade of the 1980s with just under 11,000 results. I will make mention, as you are filtering down the articles, it will create a breadcrumb trail up here, as you can see. So if you want to get back to that full set of results, make sure to the right where it says Clear Filters, you click on that, and it will take you back to the full set of results. I'm going to show you a few other ways to filter down your results. We have a date search, a to and from. You can also look at search results from source type. So you can see here we have just over 4,000 magazine articles, over 500,000 newspaper articles, and it does have the corresponding icon here. So if you are using the right-hand side and looking at the articles, you can see what type of article you're about to view. You can also filter by year, similar to the date selector graph tool above, by source name, source location, lexile level, and even by language. You may have caught this a few minutes, it kind of happened. If you want to get a better idea of the article, see if it's relevant to what you're looking for, you can hover over the headline for a few seconds, or you can also hover over the preview button here. And that's going to pull up more of an abstract of the article to see if it's relevant to your search. We have bulk actions. So say you want to select a few articles. I'll just click on these top 3. And then you can see you have the option to add a citation. You can email those articles, print, download them, or save them to your folder. And if you want to unselect them, just click on the checkbox, and then we've unselected those articles. So I'm just going to click into an article so we can take a look at an article by clicking on the headline. You can pretty much click on anywhere in the area and it will take you into the article. It will highlight that search term. And then you can see here at the top we have the text-to-speech feature. Great for whether it's younger students or I've heard like ESL classes. You have that scrolling text that highlights as it reads along to you. And then I will point out here on the left-hand side of the text-to-speech, you have a little secondary control panel which can be helpful. Different options as you can see. I just like to point out this one here. You can download this article to an MP3 file so you have access to it at a later time. And then if you want to just go to the next article, you can click the next button up here on the top right. Or if you want to go back to the full set of results, you can do so by clicking the Back to Results button here. And then one other feature, one of my favorites, is the Create Alert feature right here. So we're on the article results page once again, and you're following an event or an issue or a person, whatever your search criteria is. By creating this alert, real easy to do, I'm going to click on that. All you have to do is enter your email address, select your frequency, whether you want to get those emails once a day, once a week, and then simply create the alert. And what that's going to do, all of the articles falling into the resource from your search topic will come right into your inbox. And as with any email nowadays, there is an opt-out option. If you want to stop receiving those emails, if it's no longer relevant to you, you can stop receiving those alerts. And with that, now that we've completed the training session of the resource, I am going to hand it over to Laurel, who's going to be walking us through the Resource Center.
Thank you, Meredith, and hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today as we share some ideas on how we help our customers get the most value out of their NewsBank resources. As part of the customer engagement team, Meredith, Kim Saunders, and I assist libraries all across the country with ways to promote resources for your community and help engage your patrons and students with your online resources. So you might ask, how do we go about this? Let's get started by going to our Public Library Resource Center. Here you can simply see at the top, you go to www.newsbank.com, and then you go to the Public Library section. Under Support, you can go directly to the drop-down for a Resource Center. And here you can click either on our Getting Started guide you see at the top, where you can easily download and print out our best practices for help on setting up your resources. Or you can go directly to the resources your library subscribes to, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. Here you'll see our monthly social media posts, and we're going to click into this and show you just how easy it is to add your name to receive our monthly social media, which is created by our marketing team. You simply fill in your first and last name, your email address, the name of your library, and click on Submit. And then you will receive our monthly social media. We always send this out several days prior to the beginning of the next month. So for example, if you were going to go into March's social media now, you would all see the celebration of Women's History Month. And next, you will also see where we store our online webinars. So the online webinars are created for you. Once we have these webinars, they are stored here so that you can share these for learning tools with your staff, or perhaps you would like a review of the webinar yourself. Well, let's go down below where you will see all of the resources that your library may subscribe to, and the icons such as Access World News, America's News, which we reviewed earlier with Meredith. Perhaps your library subscribes to Heritage Hub for patrons in your community interested in genealogy, or you may have one of our integrated collections, which we took a look at earlier with the Columbus Dispatch. All of these areas have their own social media and video tutorials loaded. Or perhaps you have Black Life in America or Hispanic Life in America, or you may even want to just take a look at those just to learn more about them. For now, let's click on Access World News, where our first step is to create visibility on your website and help build awareness of NewsBank resources for your community. Here we have web buttons and descriptions available for you to feature right on your homepage for easy access by your patrons and students. We've heard from librarians just like yourselves that patrons love graphics or icons that are easy to access. They can also be included on any of your database or online resource pages. And you can also include these web buttons and descriptions that we have available on your topic or subject areas that you may have created for your own library, such as business for patrons looking for help with careers or companies, homework help for students searching current events or research assignments, health topics, and more. Our customer engagement team will also follow up with you to make sure that all of your links for NewsBank are working remotely so that patrons can access your resources 24/7. Next, let's take a look at how to leverage our tools to build awareness and increase usage of your NewsBank resources. Here we have a user guide that you can download and print out. There's a fun activity and Access World News scavenger hunt to learn more about Access World News. Again, we have on-demand webinars, how-to videos, and search tips. And if you scroll down below just a little bit, you can also see we're now on the third section. Here we have the monthly social media post. You can augment your social media plan with our already prepared social media posts that include graphics and captions so that we've done the work for you. This is already prepared for your marketing team. We also have ideas on how to promote Access World News, a social media toolkit, and our video tutorials. We're going to take a quick look at some of our most recent video tutorials. Here you can see at the top, there's how to use Hispanic Life in America. Also, there is the Black Life in America. You can see over on the right-hand side more about how to use your NewsBank lesson plans. We also have America's historical newspapers, and there are more loaded here also available for how to use Access World News as well as America's News. Next, we're going to take a look at our bookmarks, tent cards, and posters. We do have some manipulatives available for your library. We've heard that the bookmarks are very popular. These are available for you to download and print out. We have our first two-sided bookmark, which we're a little bit excited about. You can introduce both Black life in America and Hispanic life in America to your community, to your patrons. There's also one specifically for Heritage Hub if you have a genealogy room or genealogy area. You could also use these bookmarks, of course, when patrons check out books, to include in book bags, and just to put out in reference areas. Over on the right-hand side in the second column, you'll see there is one for America's News, and down below there are also bookmarks available for Access World News. And next, we're going to show you some social media samples. Our marketing team also creates ready-to-use social media posts, which we mentioned on a monthly basis. And Parker is going to bring those up for you to show. He's behind the scenes and ready to show, again, our slide presentation. These ready-to-go posts are on timely monthly issues and events, such as Black Life in America in February, that we celebrated. And here is a post that Columbia Public Library in Illinois copied from our already prepared post. They put it on their social media outlets, and they also, in fact, are featuring a Heritage Hub as well. So a big thank you to Columbia Public Library. And next, we have another slide. This slide will show you how easy it is to use one of our socially prepared media posts. Tomorrow, in fact, is Ina Coolbrith's birthday. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And born this day in 1841, Ina was a writer, librarian, and also California's first poet laureate. And you can use the social media post that's already prepared for you and announce this to your community. So we're here to help you. And there is one more slide I wanted to present, and that is on our upcoming webinars. So we have these planned for you, and save the date. We'll be sending these out shortly to you, to your inbox. Coming up next on April 13th, our next webinar for Public Library will be how to use Heritage Hub so that you can promote resources to genealogists in your community. After that, May 11th, we have a webinar planned for Black life in America and also covering Hispanic life in America, so you can get some more ideas on how to use your resources and how to promote these for your communities. And with that, I'd like to hand it back to Sarah, who is going to see if we have any questions coming in. Sarah?
Thank you. Meredith and Laurel, thank you so much for sharing the different ways for our valued customers to use Access World News or America's News to support your communities. Just a couple of highlights, definitely, Meredith. I really enjoyed the suggested topics, which if you think about news and information can support many different topics, the diverse needs across your communities. Thinking about the diverse nature of communities today and with all the different needs, whether health, business, entrepreneurs that are getting started, students in the community, all kinds of different patrons, content can be utilized to support their needs. And especially as Meredith highlighted with what's going on in the world at large, many of the issues that your patrons are interested in, your communities are interested in, really are global in nature. So again, as a reminder, today's session is recorded and you will receive the replay in 24 hours. Please note in the handouts area, there are two handouts today. The first is the slides, and as you saw with Laurel, there's contact information. We definitely encourage you to go ahead and sign up. Also click on the link to sign up to receive our monthly social posts, makes that very easy. And I didn't forget, or we didn't forget, as promised, we are including a little surprise to thank you for attending today. So while you did see a scavenger hunt in the Resource Center, we've actually freshly updated that scavenger hunt. And we hear from a lot of libraries that this is a fun way for patrons of all ages to find something of interest in the news. Again, we do have time. We've got a few minutes to take some time for some questions. So if anybody has any questions, there is the little question pane. Go ahead and let's see here. Thank you so much. Thank you have learned a lot and you're going to share with the colleagues. Let's see here. So another question that has come in is around, Meredith, how often is the content updated?
The content is up, it's up to current day, so new content is added daily, every day.
Excellent, excellent. And as we saw, really going back in time to really search because you never know. And many individuals are interested in really connecting the present with the past and looking back in time. And one more, Meredith, can you remind us, how do you narrow or filter your search to a particular country or countries? We know that's one of our top searches as well, given the current situation.
Sure, Sarah. Well, there's two ways to do that. First, you can use that map search that we took a look at. And then you can also use from the article results page, you can use those filters on the left-hand side.
Excellent, great. So many different ways. And one other one I was curious about, maybe Laurel, what's the value of having all of those different formats that we have? So we certainly have the integrated collections, but really what's one of the value points of having all of the formats of news in one place?
Right, so thank you, that's a great question. And the value of having all of those different formats right at your fingertips is maybe someone is doing a research topic, they want to search by topic, a particular date, they may want to do a full text search, and there they can refine it, use some of the filters that Meredith showed you a little bit earlier. Perhaps you have patrons from home, especially now where everyone is accessing resources online, remotely. They can actually go in and read today's news with the current image edition right from the comfort of their home. So all of those formats are in one place, whether you're looking for web-only content, online image edition, or perhaps full text articles.
Excellent, excellent. And we've got, in being respectful for everybody's time, we have one more question that we'll get to, and then there are a couple more that we will definitely reach out to and get back to you. How many resources or what sources? I know, Meredith, when you went into the A to Z list in our current collection, roughly how many resources or sources are there today?
In the Access World News that we took a look at today, there's just over 12,000 sources available.
Excellent. And those are local, national, global in nature, and again, really covering a variety of different topics. So just in the interest of time, we're going to bring our session to a close. Again, we've got a few more questions that we haven't had a chance to answer, but we will go ahead and reach out to you directly and make sure that we get you the information. On behalf of NewsBank, our customer engagement team, all of our staff, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you gained some useful information to engage your patrons today. So thank you so much for attending.